Stay tuned as we finally take a look at this Marvel Legends retro carded Tigra. And if you couldn't tell, the Who crew are pretty happy about it. Pow, and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who, and remember you can now hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Quite simply show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Today we are finally taking a look at this Marvel Legends retro carded Tigra, or as we call it around these parts, Tigra. Now that is definitely an inside joke, so shout out to all the channel members and regular viewers of the live streams every single Thursday. And if you didn't know already, then this video is of course dedicated to the super producer himself, Rich M, aka Displayed Once on Instagram, as Tigra was one of his most anticipated legends for 2021, and it actually happened on the retro card. Definitely a character we needed an upgrade for, and it's presented to us on this beautiful card back for display. So I'm sure Rich has brought at least 5 or 6 of these by now. So that is definitely very much an inside joke if you get what's on the table right now. This is the Who crew. These are the mascots of the Dan Who Reviews channel. Again, it's all about an inside joke. We call Tigra Tigra because the robot that reads out my super chats on my live stream can't pronounce Tigra. She pronounced it Tigra. So now she is forever known as Tigra around these parts, but it's all a bit of fun. Obviously, I got to reveal Captain Britain. I was the first person to find and review Hellfire Hank, and then Frogman is just a load of fun, and Brandon, my co-host, didn't like him at first, so I just told everyone it was Brandon's favourite, and it's just sort of stuck, and this is now the Who crew anyway. So I had to review Tigra, even though I'm a little bit late. As I said, I was not going to skip her. So again, this video is all about the channel members and people that are in on the inside joke, and of course, dedicated to Rich M. So yeah, let me move the Who crew out the way as my ramblings continue. And as I said, here she is, Tigra, the feline fury in that very much orange sort of look, which has been quite controversial amongst the community. Some people say it is way too orange, it's too bright, it's too neon style, but she's an orange tiger. Like, I don't think it bothers me too much. Is it a little bit bright? Yeah, I guess so, but it's Tigra. I expect it to be orange, and I like the way she's going to pop on the shelf. So there she is in the front of the box on this card back with the sort of yellow stars and the blue border that we've seen with some of the other retro Avengers sort of characters, and Tigra has been an Avenger. She says cat's head over here as well, because she gets 2 interchangeable heads, which I do appreciate. We don't usually get that on these card backs, but I like that. And she also gets a set of interchangeable fisted hands, which I always appreciate for a neutral pose as well. So like this Tigra a lot. On the back, sorry, we get a picture that we see on the front of Tigra, as well as a little bio that reads, fast feline reflexes and a prehensile tail makes Tigra a dazzling force to be reckoned with. And then no wave association or anything like that. She is single carded on this beautiful retro card. As I said, buy 1 to open, 1 to display, and this one is getting open. So let's do it. So here's Tigra, Tigra out of the packaging with all of her accessories. Rich, as I said, included that interchangeable head and interchangeable fist, which I like because the heads are drastically different. So it's going to create 2 very different looks for Tigra. And yeah, this is on a brand new pinless, double jointed female body mold. You have to appreciate that. This is obviously where we're moving to in regards to the aesthetic for Marvel Legends. So it's nice to see Tigra at the forefront of that. Females getting a lot more articulation as they deserve, especially an agile character like Tigra here. So yeah, you're gonna have to excuse me. I'm gonna be calling her Tigra a lot throughout the video. I did think that the tail would be on a ball peg, but it's not. It's just on a peg itself, so it can still move a little bit. But I thought that would be pretty good if it was on a ball, so you could move it and have a little bit of articulation. But there's still articulation, of course, just spinning it around the peg, so you can use that for posing as well. But yeah, the interchangeable hands and heads are going to create 2 very different looks for Tigra, which I do appreciate that. But of course, this is a new body with a few little furred sculpts in here. So let's take a closer look. So the first head sculpt looks very nice, to be fair. I like her green cat's eyes, of course, and then the eyebrows are red to match the hair, and it's also a nice colour on the lips as well. She's got quite a nice pretty face considering she's got a big orange orange face. She's come straight out of Essex, this one. But she looks very nice, I do admit. Less ferocious of the second head sculpt, of course. A more neutral, sort of natural look, which I do appreciate. And their hair sculpt's very nice as well. You can see some hair just coming off to the side and then spinning it around to the back. It sort of looks like there is some sort of dark wash in there. Maybe it's the shadows hitting it under the lights, but it does seem like there are some different shades of red in the hair sculpt, which is nice. Just sort of sits over the back there. And as I said, there's a bit that dangles over the front. But overall, a very nice sort of neutral sort of look for Tigra. So I like this head sculpt. But the other one has a lot more emotion. Anger, would you say the emotion is? Maybe Tigra is a little bit pissed off. That's what I'd say. So I like this head sculpt because it is a vastly different expression and will change the way you display her. And I like how the hair also matches the face. So not only have you now got the gritted teeth and the angry facial expression, you've now got the hair in like a ready for attack pose. Like she is in mid-attack with it all sweeping with the different strands of hair coming off either side, which is very nice. Usually with Marvel Legends, if we get an alternative head, usually it shares the same sort of hair sculpt and it's just a different facial expression. This one is like the hair matches the expression, which I like, and you can see it how it all sort of flares out on that side and on this side, and then she's even got the sort of hair on the fringe sort of dangling off as well. So that is very nice. I like how the hair sculpt matches the expression on the face, and as you can see it around the back here as well. Nicely done. And I can't tell if there's a dark wash on this either. I just think it's the way the sculpt is done. The light hits it and creates shadows, which makes you think there's some wash in there, which is just a compliment to the actual sculpt, because you can see how much hair is sort of flaring off there, and it's just, yeah, really nice. Even it doesn't even sit flushly because it's in mid-attack. She's definitely in mid-jump with this pose. But yeah, I really like that. I like how the hair matches the angry expression. So this is definitely your attack pose Tigra, and then the other facial expression is sort of your more neutral Tigra. So again, another excuse to buy more than one. And not only do you need them to display on that pretty promotional sort of card back, you also need two of these now for different sections of your display. So you tell me in the comments below, if the camera focuses for me, which is your favorite look for Tigra. But yeah, two completely different expressions, which I appreciate. Let's pay some attention now to this new body mold, because it is on a brand new double jointed pinless female body mold, which has got some nice fur texture sculpted onto the figure, which makes me think, what other characters are we going to see utilize this body in the future, which is very good. So, but Tigra herself is very orange. That has been the point of controversy, the topic of conversation. Is she too orange? Some people say yes, it's too bright, it's too neon style. But if you Google Tigra and start scrolling through different panels of the comic, you will see that Tigra has had a lot of different tones of orange. And is this one probably the brightest out of all of them? Yes, Hasbro have definitely went for this end of the spectrum in regards to how bright and how orange the character is. She has had sort of more subtle versions, and probably more people's mind's eye will be a less orange, more of a subtly, maybe a more of a yellowy orange than this bright neon style. However, I don't mind it. I like the way she's going to pop on the shelf. She's an orange Tigra character that is going to pop on display, and yeah, it doesn't bother me at all. I actually quite like how bright and vibrant it is, but I'm sure people are going to disagree with that. But again, each to their own. I quite like it. There is no doubts anyone's going to look at this on my shelf and think that isn't Tigra, which is the point of the character. So I like it. So there you go. So she's got the Tigra stripes all the way down the arms and down the legs, and then she's just simply wearing a sort of brown, dark brown bikini with some nice sort of bones attaching them, doesn't it, to be fair? But yeah, looks good. So let's zoom in. Let's see what we've got going on here. So again, you've got the pattern of the Tigra on the face going down the neck and then on the arms. And I hope you can see this on the arms, but there is a nice sort of furred texture up here on the shoulders. Very nice. And that continues down to the arms as well, more so on the back and over the elbows, which makes me think, nice. This is definitely going to be reused because they have gone for double jointed pinless elbows, which again, this is the future aesthetic of Marvel Legends, so I do appreciate that. And there's more sculpted fur down here on these clawed hands as well. So let me just utilize this double jointed elbow, because that, as I said, this is what we wanted on our female Legends. Look at that, virtually can touch. Like, that is a great range of articulation for a female. Absolutely insane. Really, really nice, and there's a nice hinge on the wrist as well. And there's a bicep swivel, which we don't usually see on female legends. So bicep swivel, double jointed elbow. This is beautiful, and nice sculpted fur all the way across. And that is the same on both hands, of course, as well. The body, though, however, the torso piece, because I guess this is going to be unique to Tigra maybe, or maybe they will reuse this again. There's no sort of fur texture on the front or the back of the upper torso or lower torso. But the bikini is sculpted on the figure. Same with the bikini bottoms, they're sculpted on, but no fur texture. The tail, there you go. So the tail is on a peg, as I said. So you can literally peg out the tail. There's a hole in her butt, and you plug it in. Ooh, there's so many innuendos in that sentence. I'm just gonna move away from that. The tail though isn't on a bendy wire. It would have been nice if it was. But this was the character that Hasbro were teasing. There's going to be a Marvel Legends with a tail. It was Tigra, so we hoped it was Tigra, and it is, so very happy with that. So this would have been better on a bendy wire, or even if the peg was on a ball joint, you'd get a lot more range out of it, but it still obviously moves in the peg, so you do get some movement, but not as good as you could have got. But a bendy wire would have been amazing, but we know that's not the case, but still a ball joint there would have been even better as well. But I'll take this. So still a nice separate tail, nicely painted with the orange and the stripes as well. Moving down to the legs, let's keep an eye on these. As you can see, first and foremost, double jointed pinless knees. Look at that. For a female Marvel Legend, that is beautiful. And what's also great as well is that their thighs are quite thick. They're not these skinny thighs. So you've already seen me complain about like Marvel Legend female legs getting a little bit gummy and they start to like warp a little bit on display, where these look nice and thick, plastic, where they're not going to warp on the shelf, which I appreciate. And there's no sculpted fur on these legs at all, by the way. Oh yeah, there is actually on the knees, just in front of the knees. Curious. So there you go, a little bit of sculpted fur there, and on that side obviously, but not on the shins, and not on the, oh there is on the back actually, on the back of the calves here, you've got a bit of sculpted fur. Okay, so I thought maybe that's where they'd get the reuse in, but yeah, maybe the bottom lower legs will be used as reuse, oh, even the top, what am I talking about? This is, again, nicely sculpted, and then she's got pointy, evil, angry Tigra toes, there you go, so you've got the bare feet, but yeah, this is, as I said, the future of Marvel Legends, the future aesthetic of Marvel Legends is pinless. We're going to be rebuying all our figures, but pinless, which I'm not too mad about because it just looks so much better. And again, she's going to be able to sturdy, she's going to be able to stand. She's still got the swivel up there at the thigh. Legs still go out pretty far. Can she still kick forward quite a bit? Yes, she can. Back, not so much, but again, that's just human anatomy, that's fine. So you're going to be able to get a great range of emotion and a display and poses on this. Again, you don't come to Dan W for posing, but I can tell you about the figure, and yeah, with that crunch as well, look at that. It does get a bit gappy when you open her up all the way, like you can see the gap there, but again, you can sort of hide that if you don't want to go in all the way. But yeah, back and forth, pretty good. No swivel at the thigh, at the waist, sorry, but you do get swivel up here. So yeah, this is really nice. And again, these hands, these claw hands, which as you can see, do match this head sculpt so much better. And there's a little bit of fur on those hands as well, as I was showing you. So this is definitely one pose for Tigra, but she does come with a set of interchangeable hands, which I think will be much more neutral looking with that other head sculpt. So let's swap them out. So now we have some fisted hands for Tigra, and these fisted hands even still have a tiny bit of fur sculpted on them as well. So they do match the rest of the figure, which is beautiful. And as I said, this is the more neutral look with the sort of neutral head sculpt, and then she hasn't got her claws out, and now she can just hang around with the Avengers without scaring anybody. But yeah, two completely different looks for Tigra, which as I said is going to make me buy another one. I'm going to need at least 3 of these, 2 for display with the different looks, and then 1 on the card back. But yeah, this is very nice. Very impressed with this Tigra. I knew I would be. Should have got it a lot sooner than I did. Sorry, Richem. But here she is now. Beautiful. Moving into some comparisons now, and forgive me, but I had to do this one first. And no, Hank will not be whacking anybody with me on here today. Ladies and gentlemen, let me present to you the Who crew with Tigra, finally. So we got Captain Britain, Hellfire Hank and Frogman, and yeah, as expected, she fits in beautifully. I love how these characters just pop and just going to stand out on any display. So if you have a Marvel Legends collection, I encourage you to display these lot together, okay, in a little honour to the channel. But yeah, these look beautiful together, and Tigra is the shortest out of all of them, but I'm fine with that because she's definitely the meanest. She makes up for it in other ways. Here we have Tigra compared to a couple of female legends that I had near me because I've been looking at Spider-Man figures a lot recently. It is, of course, Black Cat and Typhro Mary. Now, Typhro Mary is a good example of this warped leg situation. So she has just been on the shelf, hasn't really been posed much or anything like that, and her leg has just gone really gummy and warped, and she looks disabled at this point, which is unfortunate. Where I do think this new female body mold's a lot thicker, a lot sturdier, with the pinless as well, and I think the test of time, these figures are going to look so much better on these new body molds compared to the previous ones with these pegs. So yeah, again, Tigra is the future of female Marvel Legends without the hair, of course, but still, this is definitely the direction we want to go forward, because I think in a year's time, if I stood these three together again, Tigra will not have gammy warped legs like Tigra. But as for a base body, you can see she does stand pretty well next to the female legend. So let me move her out the way. I'll keep Black Cat there just for a second. Animal related, maybe they can be friends. And as you can see, Tigra here is just over 6 inches tall, which is the perfect height for a female Marvel Legend base body. So let's hope we see this again on other characters. I'm thinking Wolfbane, I'm thinking Feral. It needs to happen in 2022. Hasbro, it's over to you. Here we have Tigra compared to some of the West Coast Avengers teammates with Wonder Man and the classic look Hawkeye. Here we have Tigra compared to the retro Spider-Man and Miles Morales. Here we have Tigra compared to Tony Stark and Riri Williams, Iron Man and Ironheart. And here we have Tigra next to Shriek, who is also on a brand new double jointed pinless female body with that bicep swivel. Makes all the difference. So we are looking at the future aesthetic of female Marvel Legends right here between these sort of two bodies. Obviously Tigra can't be used with everybody, but as I said, Shriek's body will definitely be reused over and over again. So yeah, this is the future, people. Hopefully 2022 and beyond, this is what we're going to see with Legends and our females. And yeah, great range on both of these. Go and check out my review for Shriek on the channel right now. So, final thoughts on Tigra. If you couldn't tell, then I am very happy with this figure. I think she looks great. Yes, I think she is also a little bit too orange. Now, it doesn't bother me personally. However, I'm not going to argue with anybody who says that they would rather have it less orange. Like, not as tangoed as she is, clearly. I understand that people's mind's eye version of Tigra may have a bit of a yellow tinge to it. A little bit toned down. Like, I get it. I get it. Not mad about it. I understand. And I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying this version doesn't bother me too much. But I understand if that is your qualm with the figure. If you take that away, though, this is a very nice double jointed pinless female Marvel Legend, which you're going to be able to get some nice poses. And even though she only comes with one set of hands and one interchangeable head, it really does make a difference to the way you're going to display and pose her on a shelf. So I like that dynamic. I like having options, as you know, and I do think you have options with display with this Tigra and two completely different poses as well. And again, this is the future of Marvel Legends. This is the aesthetic, which is very pleasing to the eye. Looks like it's jumped off the comic page, even if she has been tangoed, as I already said. So you let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you have your own Who crew? Did you know she was called Tigra, or are you just going to pose her with some West Coast Avengers? I'll forgive you. I'm not mad at you. You let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you like Marvel Legends, you're in the right place. Check out the videos tab, the playlists, but most importantly, please, please, please hit that subscribe button. Much appreciate you can also hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Quite simply show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. As always, my name is Dan W. Follow me on Instagram, it's Dan Who. I'm on Twitter at Dan Who Reviews, and you will, of course, see me, or I'll see you, on the next one.